Hi, this is Krista at the Secret Yarnery. Today we are learning how to crochet a granny square for beginners. You'll love this pattern because you can't see where we joined. Our granny square is also perfectly straight, not like some other patterns that have that gradual twist. There are timestamps down below for each round that we're doing, so once you get the hang of it, you can skip ahead and start the next round with me, or stay with me the whole time and we'll be building this 5-round granny square stitch by stitch together. If you'd like to follow along with the written patterns available over on my website, secretyarnery.com, and you don't have to worry about being able to read a pattern, all of my patterns are written in plain English, just like I'm speaking in this video. You will need some yarn. I am using Saver from Ice Yarns. It is a 4 worsted weight acrylic. I am using a 6mm crochet hook for this tutorial, but you can use any hook that goes along with your yarn. You'll also need a pair of scissors, a needle for sewing in your ends, and 1 stitch marker. So let's get started. Start by making a slip knot any which way you normally do. You want to leave about a 1.5 to 2 inch tail. We're going to work over it and cut it off, so there's no need for a long tail. So shrink that down and pop it onto your hook and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to work into our very first chain. So to count your chains, we don't count what's on your hook and we don't count this knot. We just count these loops in between. So there's 1, 2, and 3. We want to go into the very first chain that we made. So pop your hook in. So take a minute and get yourself situated. We want to be holding our tail along with our chain underneath our work. We're going to work over it. And we want to have this little U shape. And also hold it open with your finger and thumb, just like that. And slip stitch. So grab your yarn and bring it through both loops. And I'm still holding it open. Don't let go. Chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. So our chain 3s count as a double crochet for this pattern. So now wrap your yarn. We're going to do 2 double crochets into the center of that ring, right where we are holding it open. So 1 and 2. So that counts as our first 3 double crochets. Chain 2, 1 and 2. And now into the center of that ring again, taking care to work over that tail. 3 more double crochets. Right into the center of that ring. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, 1 and 2. And going over our tail, just holding it along with our work, 3 more double crochets into the center of that ring. 1, 2, and 3. Now we've run out of space, so what we're going to do, I'm just going to hold where I started, that starting chain, and I'm going to pull my stitches back. So I'm just going to slide my stitches back and make some more space in that ring. We want all of our stitches to be laying down nice and flat in the ring side by side. Chain 2, 1 and 2. And now into the center of that ring, 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. And now we're going to join to the top of that chain 3 right here. We're going to join right into that 3rd chain right at the top, and we want 2 strands of that chain on the top of our hook, and we're going to join with a single crochet. So push your hook in to the top of the chain 3 and bring your yarn back, wrap your yarn and take off 2. So we're doing a single crochet to join, and that's going to be the join for our entire pattern. And hold that spot open. And chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to turn your work. This is going to keep our granny square nice and square and symmetrical no matter how big we make it. So I'm still holding open that space. 2 double crochets into that corner space. 1 and 2. Now grab your stitch marker. We want to mark that corner space. So 1 stitch marker just into that space so we know where to do our corner or where to stop this round. So now we're going to jump over to the next corner and do a corner. Corners for this pattern, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, 1 and 2. You can push those stitches back if you need some more space, and 3 more double crochets into that same corner space. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to jump over it to the next corner and do the same thing. 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2. Slide those stitches back to give yourself some more room, and 3 more double crochets into that same corner space. 1, 2, and 3. Jump over to your next corner and do your corner. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. There's my 3rd double crochet. So chain 2, slide those stitches back, and 3 more double crochets into that same space. 1, 2, and 3. We have our little tail there in the center. If you manage to work over it, we can just snip that off right now. And now there's our stitch marker. So see why we put our stitch marker in, so we didn't just keep going straight across our square and start working in a spiral and then wondering why we don't have a square. So that stitch marker is helpful just to tell us that that is our last corner of this round. So into that corner space, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And you could, of course, take that stitch marker out. And now we're going to join with a chain 1 and single crochet to join. So top of the chain 3, we're going to join with a single crochet. That's going to leave us right in the middle of our corner. So 1 single crochet to join, holding that corner open. And chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now turn your work. 2 double crochets into that same corner space. 1 and 2. And go ahead and move that stitch marker up, just like that. And now we're going to do the same thing for this round, but we're also going to be working into these spaces along the sides. So a spot along the side is just 3 double crochets right into that first space. 1, 2, and 3. And into the corner, we do a corner. So corners always get corners. Corners, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets, all into the same corner space. So there's 2, here's 3, chain 2, 1 and 2, slide those stitches back so you have some more room. We always want our stitches to be laying flat straight onto the row below, and 3 more double crochets into that corner space. 1, 2, and 3. Into the space along the side, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So into the corner, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3, chain 2, 1 and 2, and 3 more double crochets into that same space. 1, 2, and 3. Into the space along the side, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And into the corner, we do a corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets, all into the same space. There's 2, 3, chain 2, slide those stitches back, and 3 more double crochets into the same space. 1, 2, and 3. Into the next space along the side, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And now into the space where our stitch marker is, 3 double crochets to finish off that corner. 1, 2, and 3. You can take that stitch marker out if it bothers you. Now to finish off, chain 1, and we're going to single crochet to join the top of our chain 3. Right there, we want to get 2 strands of the chain on the top of our hook. So into the top of the chain 3, 1 single crochet. Holding that corner open with your finger and thumb. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. I'm still holding it open. 2 double crochets into that same space. 1 and 2. Now move your stitch marker up right where we did our chain, right here. And now keep going. It's the same as the last row, but now there's 2 spaces along the side. So each row of your granny square is going to have 1 more shell or 1 more set of double crochets along the sides. Everything else is the same no matter how big you make your granny square. So wrap your yarn into the first space, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Into the next space, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now into the corner, we do a corner. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets, all into the same corner space. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, 1 and 2. Pull those stitches back if you need some more space in that corner, and 3 more double crochets into the same corner space. 1, 2, and 3. Now into each of the next spaces along the sides, 3 double crochets into each. 1, 2, and 3. Into the next space, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And into your corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3. Chain 2, 1, 2. Pull those stitches back to give yourself some more room, and 3 double crochets into that same space. 1, 2, and 3. So into each space along the side, these 2 spots here, 3 double crochets into each. 1, 2, and 3. Into the next space, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. And into the corner, a corner of 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets all into the same corner space. So there's my 3 double crochets, chain 2, slide those stitches back to give yourself some more room, and 3 more double crochets into that same corner space. 1, 2, and 3. Now the next 2 spaces along the side, 3 double crochets into each. So 1, 2, and 3. And into the next space, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're back at our stitch marker. So that marks our corner. We want to do 3 double crochets, a chain 1, and a single crochet to join. So that's what we're going to do when we get to our stitch marker, so the end of the round. So 3 double crochets into the corner space. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1 and single crochet to the top of that chain 3 to join. I'm going to single crochet right into the top of the chain 3, making sure you get 2 strands of that chain on the top of your hook. So pop your hook in and 1 single crochet to join. Hold that corner open. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Holding it open, turn your work, and 2 double crochets into that same spot, that same space. 1 and 2. Move that stitch marker up right here into the corner space to mark where we started our new round. So for this row, we have 3 spaces to work in along the sides. So each space, 3 double crochets. So there is 1, 2, and 3. Into the next space, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Into the next space, 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. Now into your corner, we're going to always do corners into corners. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets, all into the same space. So there's 1, 2, and 3, chain 2, push those stitches back if you need some more space, and 3 double crochets into the same space. There's 1, 2, and 3. So now keep working your way along, 3 double crochets into each spot along the side. 1, 2, and 3. Into the next space, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And into the next space, 3 double crochets. There's 1, 2, and 3. Corners, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. There's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, and 3 more double crochets into that same corner space. 1, 2, and 3. Into each space along the side, 3 double crochets into each space. So there is 1, 2, and 3. Into the next space, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Into the next space, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now into that corner space, we do another corner, so 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, chain 2, slide those stitches back to give yourself some more room, and 3 more double crochets into that same corner space. There's 1, 2, and 3. Into each space along the side, 3 double crochets. So first space, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, and 3 double crochets into the same space. So we're going to do that to each space along the side. There's 1, 2, and 3. And into the next space, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now when we get back to our stitch marker, 3 double crochets into that corner space. 1, 2, and 3. So to finish, we're going to do chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. We're going to slip stitch right here. So chain 2, 1, 2, slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 to join. So make sure you get 2 strands of that chain on the top of your hook. Slip stitch, and chain 1 to secure your yarn. Cut your yarn, pull your hook up and your yarn through, and snug that down to secure. You can pop out that stitch marker if you haven't already. Sew in your tail, and you're finished. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did. I'd love to see how yours turned out. You can find me on social media. All those links are in the description box down below. And if you haven't joined and subscribed to this channel, go ahead and do that under this video right now. Thanks for hooking along. I'll see you in the next video, and stay hooked.